Raising an invoice from jobs. Now before we go to raise the invoice, I just want to take a look at some of the aspects of this job which impact on the invoicing process. First of all, on the milestones here, I can see that none of them are actually set to completed. None of them are indicated as done. If I look at my budget control and my time summary, I can see here that we've got 23 hours in that budget and only 7 have been completed. The budget was £1,470 and we've only used up £455 of that budget. Now if I go to my invoice tab now and I click to call up the invoice dialog, have a look at what it says along the research line. So the cost to us has been £125, that's my staff cost. The estimate is £1,400 and the value of the work to date is £455, and that's what it's moved in to the amount to bill field here. Of course I can override that. So it knows that it hasn't been completed and it's thinking of this as a phased bill. It's offering me the opportunity to bill it to date. Of course, so what I can also do here is knock out various things that I don't want to bill at the moment, allowing me to bill to date, but also just bill those stages which I want to bill. Now I'm going to put that away and I'm going to go back to the milestones tab here, and I'm going to now say of that research stage, I'm going to say, well, that's completed. So that's now set to done. If I now go back to my invoice and say, okay, I want to raise the invoice, you can see what's happened now on that stage. It still only had £126 worth of cost. The staff cost to me is the same as it was, but now the work in progress value has gone up to the full value of the estimate, and that's because it's completed. So, that having been said, to produce an invoice, all I need to do is decide on which stages at this point in time I want to invoice. So I'm going to invoice all the stages, including this order down here. Now, this is my photography order, which has cost me £10,000. I've estimated £12,500 for it, and that's what I want to bill. But I could, of course, go in and decide to bill whatever it is that I choose. So I'm going to say OK at this stage, and it's going to take all of those figures and it's going to pass it through into an invoice, which is here. Now I imagine that all of this is as I want it to be. Of course I can go in and I can fiddle with it. I can add VAT at a particular rate if I want to. Depending on what I want to do, I can fiddle with this, but I'm going to say that's fine as it is, and I'm going to show you how we would print that. So I'm going to click the printer icon here on the left hand side. Here's my compiled invoice ready to go to the client with my terms and conditions at the bottom. Now that terms and conditions is coming from here. Which account do I want to put into the remittance advice? Just go back to that. To send the invoice to the client, I'm going to click the paperclip icon. It just wants to make sure at this stage that I'm actually invoicing issuing the invoice, which I am. So I'm going to click yes. It's going to open up the mail window, attach the invoice to it as a PDF. So let me just take that stuff out. Here's my please find your invoice attached. And here is, I'll just take that off as well. And here is my invoice attached there as a PDF. And that is the process of raising an invoice from a job.